Welcome back to the channel, and I'm here today with two boxes from JHS. So, as many of you have probably seen, they discontinued the Ross pedal line. Josh did multiple videos about it, and they had a big sale and a live stream to go along with it, and I picked up a couple. So, first let's just get these open and see what we got. I actually placed two separate orders. I only originally intended to get one, and I got the one I really wanted. Then the one I wanted most, as I continue to hang out on the live stream on YouTube, sold out. So this is actually the second one of the two I ordered. I'm gonna get the other one first, so we can do this in the proper narrative order. And I will talk briefly about the situation, just in case anyone has not seen it, and which I doubt you'd be on my channel if that's not something you'd be interested in already, and then give my thoughts. So that night I got the compressor first because that's what I really wanted, but compressors aren't that exciting in the grand scheme of things, though very useful. Then I tried to get the fuzz. The fuzz was sold out. I think the sale actually started like 30 seconds early, so I was one of the first ones to get this. So this actually arrived a few days earlier. And then I just got this, I think November 23rd would have been the date. This is the Distortion. That was the one that hung around the longest. So I thought that, might as well pick two up. So these pedals, the short version, Ross was an old pedal brand that released several well-loved pedals, especially the Compressor, I'm told. JHS, a couple years ago, re-released them and made them. They were $190 each, I believe. And I was not familiar at all with the Ross brand before that. But even though I only have one compressor, it's a inexpensive Fender compressor from about 8 or 9 years ago. I thought, well, I'll upgrade. But I never got around to it. I think I may have thought the same thing a lot of people thought. Not that I didn't think that these would be great pedals, because, oh, look at this. Get this nice, as we're opening it up. Sticker, warranty card. Oh, nice. Talks about the history of Ross. See, I think that as much, even though JHS did one of their documentaries about it, and I could tell they were really nice, I don't think they really fully conveyed how nice. So this is the compressor. Ooh, nice little button here, and some feet. This was probably the most legendary of all the Ross pedals, from what I understand. All of them only have two knobs, like I understand they always have, and then they have JHS added, in this case, it's a, get it focused here, vintage and bright setting. So I really wanted this at the time, kept telling myself I'd find it on sale one day. And I guess it's ultimately what happened, but I think like a lot of people, no matter how nice they were, $190 was a lot for such a simple pedal. I can tell this is high quality metal. I mean, this is really, you can just tell it's really well made. It's got the switch that doesn't click, which is nice. So now, the Distortion, this one hung around a lot longer that night, but they still all sold out. And I'm trying not to get my stuff mixed up, but it's basically the same thing. The Distortion, got the badge, some little soft feet, just level and distortion. And then for this one, you have germanium and silicon. So these are great pedals from everything I've heard. I've not heard anything bad about them in any video I've watched. Can just tell they're really well made. But again, I think that the price was just, for something so simple, a little bit much. Like the JHS Violet I just got has a lot more in terms of controls and adjustability, and it's the same price, basically. I think it was $199. And, you know, I'm not saying that better or worse. This might end up sounding better. As much as I love the Violet, we'll just have to see here in a moment. But it's sad that it came to an end. But a lot of people, I think, now are going to have these in their hands. I just wish I could have gotten the fuzz, because Josh was saying, I'm not a collector. I play all this stuff. That's probably going to be the most collectible, because that was the only new pedal that was based upon an amp circuit that the same company had made back in the day. So I'm not going to do a ton of playing on this. I just want to sort of acknowledge my interest in participation in the situation. Casino Guitars did a nice video talking about giving Josh and the JHS guys a lot of credit for just saying, you know what, this isn't what the market wants. And how other companies, including big companies like Fender and Gibson, might be able to learn from that. So let's just get these things plugged in. Just get you some very basic sounds. I mean, they're not for sale anymore. They've sold out all of them. You're going to get one that's on the secondary market. So this is more a demonstration, almost for historical purposes, than a buying guide, which is typically what I think of what I do as being. So just try them out, have some fun, and pay our homage to the JHS generation of Ross pedals. Okay, going through the Vox AC10 using the G&L made in Fullerton ASAT Classic. This is the bridge pickup clean sound. Now let's kick it on. Starting out in the silicon mode. Okay, a little bit loud for my current setting, so we'll turn that back a little bit. That's a nice sound. Let's go to the neck pickup. This is clean. There's a distortion, which is again slightly over half up. Crank distortion. That's about 3/4 of the way up, roughly. Let's just crank it all the way, just see what it does. Sound. Let's turn it down to about 1/4. Bridge. Okay, turn it to about half. Still on the bridge. Okay, silicon. Now flipping it to germanium. germanium, some lead here. Silicon. Definitely a big volume difference and tone difference. Going back to the germanium mode. Actually, let me turn the volume up just a little bit. Go back to the bridge just a little bit. Now the neck. And the middle position. That's a great sounding pedal, and I really like the simplicity. I wish I would have gotten this a lot sooner. I honestly think it's one of my favorite sounding distortion pedals. It's just a little bit I've played it. So, great job, JHS. Sorry to see it go, and I'm glad I have one. Okay, now we're trying out the compressor, which is probably the most heralded of all the traditional Ross pedals. This is the Amp Clean. Big difference. So now let's adjust the level down some and still try the sustain here. Sustain up. Can definitely tell in the room at least a very heavy compression with it turned up that high. Now, off. Just crank it all the way. Playing this D here. Let's go for a more subtle effect. Level up. Okay, so this has been all on the bright mode. We'll go to the vintage mode. First of all, just to make it a good comparison, clean sound. Now. I like that a lot. Way up. Just the amp. Hold on. Just the amp. Okay, that is with the Vox AC10. Phil McKnight said recently these are great on a Katana, so now let's get the Katana hooked up and see what this can do. Okay, the Katana is hooked up. I should say Phil said a compressor in general is good on the Katana. So let's just flip this off, get you the clean sound of the Katana. Okay, now we're back on the bright mode. Turn on the Ross. Pedal on. Turn it up. Now more subtle setting. Just a little bit. Okay, now going back to about noon there. Into vintage mode. Again, remind you of the clean sound. Effect on. Sounds with it off. With it on. More subtle there. Go to the bright mode. Okay, go to the vintage mode. I'm gonna try this. Turn it about halfway up. Pedal off. Clean. After playing them both, I think we all owe JHS and Ross an apology. These are fantastic. Not that I didn't think they would be. I just didn't think they were worth the price of $190. Again, a compressor is not a flashy thing, so it's hard to, come to terms with $190 for it, but this is very high quality, and I love this distortion. I mean, it's all quickly becoming one of my favorites already. It is a great, as Josh said, overdrive. It's more of an overdrive than a distortion, but you can really crank it to get some distortion out of it. But I hate to see them go. We should have appreciated them more while they were here, but we can appreciate them now. Obviously, JHS, if you're following the saga, is sold out of them. but you might be able to find them on Reverb still. Hopefully the prices aren't going too crazy, but these are great pedals. They were always worth the money. Probably not a big enough name in Ross to sell them the way that probably JHS thought. Maybe could have marketed a little better how high quality they were, because these are going to really high quality, both in sound, materials, everything. But it's sad that the story has come to an end, but I think that sort of like a character in a story that becomes more heroic after death by making a sacrifice, I think they're now going to be more beloved because the line has been discontinued rather than going on selling at a very slow clip. So again, congratulations if you got some. If you didn't, maybe you can find some that aren't too crazy on Reverb, but I can't speak for the rest of them because I haven't played them. But as far as the Distortion and the Compressor go, amazing deal for $79, and they would have been worth $190. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, please leave them below. Please like and subscribe, and keep on rocking.